Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines.
Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian has said that his country will not reject peace, but must remain alert to possible deception. Speaking at the 31st General Assembly of the Islamic Association of the Iranian Medical Society, the president said Iran would never bow to bullying and would stand its ground until the last breath, vowing a crushing response to any aggression. Iran has warned that any new U.S. threats will face a devastating response. The chief of Iran's armed forces, Major General Ali Abdullahi, said that Iran was prepared across land, sea, air defense and cyberspace, vowing what he called a crushing and punishing response. The statement comes as the United States prepares fresh sanctions against Iran, which are likely to be announced on Monday. Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bakr Qalibaf says that Tehran must develop plans to overcome what he called unjust sanctions imposed by the United States. His remarks came a day after U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced what he described as the toughest sanctions ever imposed on Iran, with details expected Monday. Qalibaf accused the U.S. and Israel of waging economic and cognitive warfare against Iran and called for stronger economic ties between Tehran and Baghdad. He also proposed using Iranian and Iraqi currencies in bilateral trade to reduce reliance on the US dollar. The United States has approved a possible $4.5 billion sale of KC-46A aerial refueling aircraft and military equipment to Qatar. The deal includes up to 4 aircraft, engines, defensive systems, and support services. The State Department said the proposed sale would strengthen Qatar's capabilities without altering the military balance in the region. China has urged the United States and Iran to resolve their dispute through negotiations after Washington announced what it called the toughest sanctions in history against Tehran. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian said Friday that military action, sanctions and pressure would only increase tensions and do not serve the interests of any party. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said Washington would use its full might and force against countries found transferring money, buying oil, or facilitating maritime trade with Iran. He warned nations they would face a choice of being with us or against us. Turkey has issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Israeli national Afek Moskovich over allegations including genocide and crimes against humanity linked to an incident involving activists aboard the global Sumud flotilla. Turkish Justice Minister Akin Gürlek said proceedings are continuing before Istanbul's 11th High Criminal Court in a case involving 35 defendants. Gürlek said arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Moskovich were issued on July 14, 2026. Over alleged genocide linked to an intervention against civilians delivering humanitarian aid to Gaza in international waters. PTY founder Imran Khan was shifted back to Adiala jail after undergoing a medical examination at Payam's Hospital in Islamabad, according to jail sources and Federal Information Minister Atullah Tarar. Khan was taken to the hospital after midnight under tight security following a Supreme Court order. A team of specialists, including a cardiologist, ophthalmologist, and physician, examined him, with his sister Dr. Uzma Khan and personal physician Dr. Faisal Sultan also involved. Tarar said Khan was declared medically fit and returned to Adiala jail at around 5 a.m. He said PIMS was used instead of Al-Shifa Hospital because of security concerns linked to PTI workers gathered along the route and outside the facility. Nancy Kissinger, wife of late former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, has died at the age of 92 at her home in South Kent, Connecticut, according to the New York Times. Born Nancy Sharon McGuinness in Manhattan in 1934, she frequently accompanied her husband on diplomatic trips and at meetings with world leaders, state dinners, and White House events. Nancy and Henry Kissinger had no children together. She is survived by 2 stepchildren and 5 step-grandchildren. Henry Kissinger, a major and controversial figure in U.S. foreign policy during the Cold War, died in 2023 at the age of 100.
That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.